Morning everyone, it's your boy the H. First up, apologies if I sound a bit sniffly. I have a little bit of a cold. If you go watch my video, I've already said I have ordered a microphone off Amazon, but it was on normal Amazon. And they said delivery is going to be a few weeks because the item was actually out of stock, but it's just a little lapel mic. So I am getting a mic, it'll be here within a couple of weeks. Right guys, go watch that video as well, because Ryback actually commented it. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I've got a bit of a cold, so I apologise if I sound a bit sniffled. But let's get straight to it. So basically, Mike Coppinger, well-respected source and journalist in the boxing world. I think he works for Fox or PBC or possibly both. But he literally tweeted about a day or so ago saying that it's a done deal between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. As soon as he said that, I thought, okay, it's going to be a confirmation coming out very soon. The confirmation has now come out from Andy Ruiz Jr. He is fighting December 7th, Saudi Arabia versus Anthony Joshua. Don't know why it made me laugh. I think it's because the whole situation was a bit silly. Like, obviously, they should have just given him the money that he wanted initially, or maybe he was hardballing, I don't know. Let's not get into all that. But it's just a bit of a long situation. It's elongated for a couple of weeks to say, yeah, the fight is on. Because obviously, they had a rematch clause, it was in the contract, so maybe the only stipulation, the only hang up was money. But Mike Coppinger, guys, I have so much respect for. Obviously, I'm just a tiny little channel, but Mike Coppinger, I'd say 99% of the time, if he says his sources are telling him this, or if he says this is going to happen, or this fight's going to be made, 99% of the time, guys, when you think about that, that's literally overwhelming in terms of possibility and probability. It happens. So I'm not like one of some of these other channels who doubt people's sources, because I know some guys who've worked or had been close to or had any conversations with like Frank Warren, not Eddie Hearn, but people who work in a matchroom organisation, and literally I'm just a normal guy who does a pretty normal job. But obviously I know certain people in different sporting industries. One of my, I might say best friends, one of my closest mates from school, best friends at school, he's a physiotherapist. He's worked with some rugby players, and he's also met a few boxers and footballers for that. Not like the highest level, but a high enough level that you'd have heard of them. So yeah, like if people like me can have sources, then obviously someone like Mike Coppinger, who works for PBC and Fox, is in the game for years. Of course his sources are reliable. Like, trust me, a lot of people I think online think, oh, someone's saying sources, they must be making it up. No guys, these guys do have sources. Like I just said, a guy like me, through physiotherapists, I've worked at like high level security. You make connections. So if you can make those connections, even like British independency, whatever, if someone like you guys and I can make basic level, decent contacts, then obviously people who've got a bit more money, a bit more, not so much know-how, but a bit more opportunity, like Mike Coppinger, yeah, he has good sources. It's like in the wrestling world, a guy called David Meltzer. Some people say, oh, his source is real. Yeah, 100%. He's been in the game for 40 years. He knows enough people. Not all of his sources are going to be real. I'm not going to give him the same probability as Mike has, because Mr. Coppinger is almost infallible when it comes to what he says. But yeah, as soon as that happened, I thought a statement was going to come out. Statement's now come out, guys. The fight is on. That's basically it. I will do a video about the Kovalev versus Yard fight sometime before the end of today. My mind's racked about it. I'm not fully 100% sure, so that prediction, oh, I don't know. It's a heart versus head thing, but I'll do one of them for you guys as well. So if you're interested, watch my channel later on. You'll find a Kovalev versus Yard video. But in the meantime, yeah, enjoy the anticipation. Andy Ruiz Jr. 2 versus Anthony Joshua.